Remember that big tax cut back in 2017? Yeah, good times. Well, buckle up, America, because those tax breaks are set to expire at the end of 2025. That's right, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which many of us enjoyed, is about to disappear faster than a politician's promise during an election year. What does this mean? Well, for many Americans, it means a bigger chunk of their hard-earned cash will be heading straight to the government's coffers. This isn't just some abstract policy wonk talk, this is about your paychecks, your family budget, and your ability to afford, well, life. We're talking about increases in individual income tax rates. That means less money in your pocket and more money for, well, that's a whole other show. And it's not just the income tax rates, a whole slew of tax benefits are on the chopping block. Deductions, gone or reduced. Credits, see you later. It's enough to make you want to call your accountant and cry, but they're probably already swamped dealing with the fallout of this looming tax apocalypse. So, as we approach this fiscal cliff, the question is, what's the plan? Will Congress act to extend these tax cuts, or are we all headed for a massive tax increase? Stay tuned, folks, because things are about to get interesting. Let's be clear. When we talk about tax increases, we're not talking about some abstract economic theory. We're talking about real money coming out of the pockets of hard-working Americans. We're talking about families struggling to make ends meet, about people having to make tough choices between putting food on the table and paying their bills. Imagine this. You're a single parent working 2 jobs just to keep your head above water. You finally feel like you're getting ahead, maybe even thinking about that long overdue vacation. Then bam, the TCJA expires, your taxes go up, and suddenly you're back to square one. That vacation? Forget about it. That new school backpack your kid needs? Gonna have to wait. This isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet, it's about the real-life impact on real people. Higher taxes mean less disposable income, which means less money flowing through the economy. It means fewer people buying cars, eating out, or investing in their future. Tax increases don't exist in a vacuum, they have a ripple effect throughout the entire economy. And who bears the brunt of it? It's not the wealthy, that's for sure. It's the middle class, the working class, the people who are already struggling to keep up. Think businesses are immune to this tax chaos? Think again. When taxes go up, businesses feel the pinch too. We're talking smaller paychecks, job losses, and businesses shutting their doors. Remember that local bakery down the street, the one with the amazing croissants? Well, they might not be around for long if their tax burden becomes too heavy. Higher taxes mean less money for businesses to invest in new equipment, hire more employees, or even just keep the lights on. And it's not just small businesses feeling the heat. Large corporations with their teams of accountants and lawyers might be better equipped to navigate the complexities of the tax code, but even they will feel the pressure. This can lead to layoffs, reduced investment, and slower economic growth. The truth is, when businesses suffer, we all suffer. Jobs are lost, wages stagnate, and the economy takes a hit. So, the next time you hear someone say, "Oh, it's just a tax on businesses," remember that those taxes have a real impact on real people's lives. Okay, so we know the TCJA is set to expire and taxes are going up, but what are our elected officials doing about it? Well, it wouldn't be America without a good old-fashioned political brawl, now would it? On one side, we have folks like Donald Trump and some Republicans who are pushing for even more tax cuts. They argue that tax cuts boost the economy, create jobs, and put more money in people's pockets. They say it's like a magic potion that will cure all our economic woes. On the other side, we have those who argue that tax cuts primarily benefit the wealthy and corporations, while doing little to help the middle class or the poor. They argue that we need to invest in education, infrastructure, and social programs, and that we can't do that if we're constantly cutting taxes for the wealthiest Americans. So who's right? Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The truth is, there's no easy answer. The economy is a complex beast, and there are a lot of factors that contribute to its health. Tax policy is just one piece of the puzzle. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should we say, the stack of tax forms in the room. The US tax code is notoriously complex, a labyrinthine mess that even seasoned professionals struggle to navigate. Imagine this. You started a small business because you had a great idea, not because you wanted to become a tax expert. But now, you find yourself spending countless hours trying to decipher the tax code, filling out endless forms, and worrying about whether or not you're in compliance. It's enough to make you want to pull your hair out, and that's before we even get to the audits. The IRS, with its limited resources, is increasingly relying on automated systems to flag potential issues. This means more audits, more paperwork, and more headaches for businesses. This compliance burden isn't just an inconvenience, it's a real drag on economic growth. It diverts time and resources away from innovation, job creation, and all the things that make the economy tick. It's like asking a marathon runner to carry a refrigerator on their back. They might eventually finish the race, but it's going to take a lot longer and be a lot more painful. Think taxes are just something you pay at the end of the year? Think again. Tax policy plays a huge role in shaping business decisions, from where companies choose to locate to how they structure their operations. Let's say you're a company trying to decide where to build your new factory. Are you going to choose a state with high corporate taxes and a complex regulatory environment? Or are you going to go with a state that offers tax breaks, incentives, and a more business-friendly climate? The answer seems pretty obvious, right? This is why states and countries often compete with each other to offer the most favorable tax policies to businesses. They know that businesses are drawn to places where they can keep more of their hard-earned profits, but it's not just about location decisions. Tax policy can also influence a wide range of other business decisions, such as whether to hire more workers, invest in new equipment, or even what type of products or services to offer. In the face of this ever-changing, increasingly complex tax landscape, businesses are turning to technology for help. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analytics, these are not just buzzwords, they are becoming essential tools for navigating the world of taxes. Imagine this: instead of drowning in a sea of spreadsheets and manually inputting data, businesses can now use software that automates many of the tedious and time-consuming tasks associated with tax compliance. This frees up time for tax professionals to focus on more strategic tasks, such as tax planning and risk management. But technology isn't just about automating existing processes, it's also about gaining new insights from data. By analyzing vast amounts of data, businesses can identify trends, spot potential red flags, and make more informed decisions about their tax strategies. However, while technology offers great promise, it's not a silver bullet. The tax code is constantly evolving, and technology can only do so much to keep up. Moreover, technology is only as good as the people using it. Here's a fun fact. The average age of a CPA in the United States is over 50. That's right, the people who are supposed to be guiding us through the complexities of the tax code are themselves nearing retirement age. This is a problem for a number of reasons. First, it means that there's a growing shortage of qualified tax professionals. Second, it means that the institutional knowledge and experience of older generations is at risk of being lost. This talent shortage is being driven by a number of factors, including the increasing complexity of the tax code, the perception that tax is a boring or tedious profession, and the fact that other fields, such as technology, are often seen as more lucrative and exciting. This is a problem that needs to be addressed, and fast. We need to find ways to attract and retain talented individuals to the tax profession. We need to make tax sexy again. Okay, maybe not sexy, but at least respectable and appealing to younger generations. The American dream. That idea that anyone, regardless of their background, can achieve success through hard work and determination. It's an idea that's been at the heart of the American identity for generations. But today, that dream is being tested like never before. The looming tax increases, the complex tax code, the compliance burden on businesses, these are all factors that make it harder for people to get ahead. They stifle innovation, discourage investment, and make it more difficult for businesses to create jobs. We need a tax system that is fair, simple, and pro-growth. We need a tax system that encourages entrepreneurship, rewards hard work, and provides opportunities for all Americans to succeed. We need a tax system that supports the American dream, not one that stands in its way.